Nothing pleases Baba more than a pure endeavour to reach out to the desolate and the needy. When this happens, he manifests in ways inconceivable and even dramatic. Melakavatti is a village 10 kilometres from Ooty in Tamil Nadu. It was adopted by Sai devotees of the region 3 years before Swami's 80th birthday as their birthday offering. But little did they realize that the divine hand had led them there to change their lives forever through a miracle. Members of the Sathya Sai Samiti began their service activities in the village in January 2003. They decided to first do an early morning Nagar Sankirtan around the picturesque village surrounded by mist-laden hills. After completing the bhajans, they visited every home in the village to give prasadam. It is then that they spotted a house at the end of a lane, dilapidated and consigned to oblivion. When they went there, they were shocked to sadness. On the damp, cold floor was lying an old lady. Wherever they looked, they saw around only abject poverty and neglect. Some villagers who had come along explained that she had been orphaned at an early age. The little plot of land she inherited was the only source of a meager income that kept her body and soul together. Her tragedy reached its zenith when at 30, suddenly she lost the use of both her arms and legs. Swami's devotees, hearing this, that very moment resolved to adopt and take care of that old lady. A cot, a mattress and blankets were brought immediately. She was lifted from the ragged sackcloth on the floor. Next, they drew a plan such that every day one of them would stay with the lady and look after her. Thus began a united offering of selflessness. Months rolled by and there was no decline in the enthusiasm of the service rendered. Their loving service now baffled the villagers. Eventually, the villagers themselves began to feel ashamed for neglecting her for so long. The village panchayat was convened and there was unanimous appreciation for the members of the Sathya Sai Samiti. These devotees, in fact, had to travel 20 kilometers from Ooty and back, but they never failed to perform their duty, be it rain or shine. Inspired by them, the villagers now decided that henceforth the lady would be their responsibility. 30 villagers came forward to care for her, one each day of the month. Slowly, there was a healthy competition, so they had to draw lots. All the days of the month were thus covered, and the specific date for each family was written on a piece of paper and offered to Bhagwan. The villagers also began to redo her house. They painted the walls, cemented the floor, and repaired the roof. They also began cooking her food in the renovated kitchen. Thus, the old lady was now eating food that was hot, a welcome change in Ooty's cold climate. Her dark, dismal house was thus transformed into a holy place for all noble activities. In Melakavatti, the village that was earlier divided by selfishness came together in selflessness. In September 2004, the Samitis in the Nilgiris district had planned to conduct bhajans in 80 villages. The turn of Melakavatti came along, and all the people in one voice opined that the bhajan should take place in her house. A well-decorated shamiana was erected in front of the lady's house and bhajans commenced with great devotional fervor. The entire village participated. The lady was listening to the bhajans from her room inside, and as she was doing this, suddenly something extraordinary happened. The old lady, who had no sensation in her hands and legs and had been confined to her bed for the past 20 years, all of a sudden raised herself and sat on the bed. Nobody helped her. In fact, no one was even aware of what was happening inside. She then slowly moved towards the place where bhajans were being sung. Everyone was so immersed in the bhajans that many did not even notice her until she reached the altar with her hands raised in gratitude and supplication to the Lord. She was dancing in ecstasy. A wave of shock jolted the crowd. Everyone was speechless. It is then that the 50-year-old lady revealed that Sai Baba had come in her dream the night before and massaged her hands and legs. And with that, her paralysis was gone forever. Everyone was stunned. Their delight knew no bounds. The village chief, a confirmed alcoholic, was so deeply shaken that he resolved then and there to never again touch a bottle of liquor. Baba entered this obscure little village through his devotees to perhaps demonstrate how unity and purity can draw the power and grace of divinity. And hasn't Baba reinforced this truth in each one of us too?